New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also, you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. 23-year-old Donna Castleberry Dalton, a mother of two who had her life taken by Officer Andrew Mitchell of Columbus Police Department. Mitchell has since been charged with murder and involuntary manslaughter for the death of Dalton, and his trial is underway this week. Mitchell's defense is claiming that the officer feared for his life when he blocked the mother of two in while wearing plain clothes, driving an unmarked car, and not carrying a badge in an attempt to arrest her. Mitchell claims that he was attempting to take her into custody on this warrant, but instead of just checking in with the family and friends or waiting for her to come through the system again, as police often do with misdemeanor cases, Mitchell set up an elaborate sting operation. This alleged sting operation was totally unauthorized, and he was not even working her case. He was also supposed to be on a different call blocks away when the incident transpired. A family member for Dalton spoke and stated that the homicide detective on the case told her directly that everything Mitchell did was completely against protocol. Quote, he was not sent to pick her up. A uniformed cop would have done that. He picked her up assuming he was posed as John and drove her 2 blocks from all other officers. Protocol for these types of sting operations is to have backup that is in the area of where you plan to make the arrest for whatever reason. He didn't have this backup plan or left them. Mitchell posed as a potential customer and made contact with Dalton under the pretenses of requesting her services as a worker. At some point, Mitchell got Dalton into an unmarked car, and according to police, he then attempted to, quote, make an arrest. However, friends and family of the victim believe that he was trying to assault her, and the evidence overwhelmingly supports these allegations, including dash cam audio of Dalton begging for help. Mitchell was undercover, and by all accounts, he had not properly identified himself to Dalton, so she had no way of knowing that he was a cop. He also took her to a secluded location where he parked with the passenger side of the car against the wall to block her from exiting the vehicle. According to court records, a scuffle broke out between the two of them, and Dalton attempted to escape from the unmarked car, in which Dalton pulled out a weapon and then took at Mitchell in the hand so she could get away. Next, after that incident took place, Mitchell fired 8 shots at the young woman, which he claims was self-defense. Though Mitchell claims these shots were fired as self-defense, prosecutors allege it was Dalton who was acting in self-defense, pointing out the fact that she was shot in the back of Mitchell's car while reportedly attempting to escape. I've always stated this is what happens with a lot of these quote-unquote guys out here that want to be cops, that want to be the law and the order, the judge, the jury, and the executioner. You clearly saw the judge, the jury, and the executioner when it came to the back of that vehicle, when it came to the fact that he was in an unmarked vehicle, he didn't have his badge on him, he didn't identify, and that he wasn't even in regular uniform when he decided to do this. I mean, even minus the regular uniform, the fact that he didn't identify himself, nor did he have his badge, and he took her to a dark, secluded area when he decided to make this sting, that's all red flags. That's very suspicious. At any point in time, realistically, I felt that Dalton, if something were to have happened, like she was going to get stopped, I felt that she should have went to a well-lit area. She should have went to a gas station. This is something that I have told women before. Whenever you are being stopped by police, it don't matter what they sit up there and say. Stop in a location that is busy, where there are cameras, where people are able to see you, so that if they even have the thought of potentially doing something, that thought is going to drastically change. They're going to have to sit up there and do everything by the book because they can't decide, oh, I'm going to sit up there and do X, Y, and Z because nobody's going to see me. Nah, they're going to have to sit up there and switch those plans. So even if they stop you and then they decide to switch those plans by, all right, I'm going to sit up there and just arrest her, put her in the back of the car, and then we're going to go to a different area. People will basically have a record, and people would have seen the fact that her car was left there. It was in a sense abandoned. She's not there. The cameras for the gas station, whatever it is, will basically show on record that she never entered, right? Nor did she ever make a purchase, nor did she ever use her card at the gas station, which is all red flags. Is going to look highly suspicious due to the fact that she was stopped there and that the car is left there and that she is no longer there with that vehicle. Right. And then on top of that, you can further look at maybe cell phone records or different things of, that nature to further get an indication of what might have, taken place. Right. Or how certain things led to other things. Like I said, this is why women need to pay close attention to these cops. I've stated this time and time and time and time and time again. Time and time and time again. But a lot of women out here don't want to sit up there and listen because they think they know what's best for them. But then things like this happen. Like I said before, she was a worker. She was doing whatever she wanted to sit up there and do. No problem. Right? But the main thing, like I've always stated before, is that a lot of these women don't know a thing about safety. You're going to go out here. You're going to risk your life trying to get this money, trying to do whatever it is that you want to sit up there and do. And at the end of the day, you don't really have any type of defense when it comes to trying to protect yourself. She had a knife directly on her, which she used in self-defense because she was going to get assaulted that night. And she thought the only way that she could stop that from happening, which is most cases with a lot of women that go out there and work during the night where they get assaulted by a lot of these Johns and different things like that, they decide to carry a weapon on them so that they can sit up there and escape with their lives because it is a very dangerous job. And that was her main thought process here. And more than likely, this was not the first time that they have probably had some type of a interaction. Because due to the fact that that cop decided that at that moment in time that he wanted to take her life, he has something to hide. And on the fact that he decided to, harm her, right, 8 times, right, with a weapon, that shows his intent. He didn't stop at 1 at close range. He didn't stop at 2 or 3. He sat up there and went 5 more times. He did that to make sure that there was going to be no type of evidence that she wouldn't be able to testify, that it's going to be her word, his word versus a dead woman. That's exactly what he did. Because like I said before, I've brought other stories to you guys as well, where you have women that sit up there and work during the night and they have been accosted, right, and gone after by cops. And they'll make these little trade deals like, well, I could take you in because, I saw what you do, or I know what it is that you do, but, we can make a little deal, a little arrangement, and we can sit up there and let things slide. That's what these cops do. And the funniest thing is, a lot of these cops that do it, they have girlfriends, they have kids, they have wives, they have whole homes, and they're out here doing this while they're working on the clock on taxpayers' money. Ain't that something? But yet, like I said before, you're never going to hear people who are like, oh, blue lives matter and the thin blue line and yada yada. You're not going to hear any of these people decide that they want to bring this up or talk about these things. They're going to focus on the whole other narrative that, people are just trying to come after the cops. Like, we'll just allow the cops not to be able to patrol your city in 90 days. And let's see, you'll be sitting up there begging for them to come back and yada, yada, yada. Right? Like I said before, it is whatever it is. It is whatever it is. So all of those people that like to perpetuate the whole thing of cops are nothing but the greatest and the good, that cops are the Superman and the Justice League of the world. Like I said before, who watches The Watchmen? At the end of the day, who watches The Watchmen? Obviously nobody. So when this is your daughter, when this is your wife, when this is your little niece, when this is your grandchild, that a cop like him decides that he wants to sit up there and take her life, don't sit up there and start crying on social media, because like I said before, karma, she has a way of finding people. And people don't understand energy. So all of that negative energy that you decided to put up there is going to come down at a certain point in time in your life. And it's going to affect you way more than any of the words that you have decided to put out there to try to negatively affect other people that you don't have any type of connections to. Like I said, you're going to be holding that L at the end of the day. But like I said, at the end of the day, hey, this is America.